It doesn't come much bigger this weekend than Sheffield Wednesday against Queen's Park Rangers. How are you both? How are your nerves before this one? Andrew, how are you?
All good. Looking forward to it. Onwards and upwards.
And good evening, Jawad. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
All right, we're going to chat to you, Andrew, first, and then Jawad will bring you in a second. Andrew, the Stoke results. Did you ride your luck a bit there?
Well, I'll tell you what, if we'd have lost that game, because of the penalty that never was, there would have been fury there. Our fans were not happy whatsoever. It was never a penalty in a million years. Luckily, Cameron Dawson did the business. He made the save. And then 0-0, we had every chance of nicking it, every chance. And our defence was solid. Midfield held their own. And obviously, the later the goal, the better, because that doesn't give them a chance to get back into it. And we cashed in. A great breakaway run then by Musaba. Bang, in the back of the net, 3 points. Thank you very much. Good night, Vienna.
Yeah, you called it as well, didn't you, last week? You said that just might happen.
Yeah. Well, I was hoping 2-0. I thought it might be 2-0. I thought that we might get an early goal and then get a late goal when they were trying to press for an equaliser. But the early goal never happened, obviously, but we'll take it. I don't care what it is, as long as we get the 3 points.
Cameron Dawson's coming for a little bit of stick in the early season.
It's harsh. It's unfair. You know, the guy, okay, he's been sharing the duties with Vasquez, and obviously Xisco wanted Vasquez in there, which is why he brought him in there in the first place. So Dawson sort of was out of the mix for a little while, but he's come back in. And in fairness to the guy, you know, he's been doing fine. He's been doing, very well as far as I'm concerned, and he deserves to keep his place for the time being.
There's lots of teams looking for managers at the moment. Does your chairman deserve a little bit of credit for finding Danny Röhl before some of these other clubs managed to steal him away?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, he'd get a lot more credit if he'd have got him at the start of the season. Then we'd be very happy bunnies. We'd be worrying about this coming match this Saturday as being a relegation 6 points, and we'd be thinking about other things, I'm sure, at the other end of the table.
When Sheffield United sacked their manager this week, I did hear one fan on a radio phone in say, "Why don't you go and look at?" I think both your two managers, in fact, Röhl and Fuentes. You both got exciting, young, inexperienced managers for the Championship, but by goodness, these two are going to go far, aren't they?
Well, they are. The funny thing is you say that, because on social media myself, I was saying to Sheffield United, please get hold of Xisco as your manager. I'd love to see him go there to make sure they go down. But no, I think they're going to go down anyway, irrespective of Wilder being there back there. Danny Röhl, the way things are going, I don't want to count my chickens too much and get too carried away, but trust me, obviously his nickname will definitely be Harry Houdini. The position we were in when he arrived there, if he gets us out that slot, then that's got to be his nickname, because that'll be an amazing escape from such a position, to be that far behind the fourth and fifth and sixth bottom teams to get out of there. But I've got a sneaky feeling, actually, that both Wednesday and QPR, strangely enough, are my local team up the road here. A couple of my friends are going up to the match. I said to be careful, don't wear your colours, of course. But at the end of the day, I think I've got a feeling that both of them actually are going to escape, are going to get up the table. You watch. Two others are going to be going down.
Okay. Just a couple of other things as well to put to you. Has Bannon not been his usual self for the last couple of games?
Barry Bannon, well, obviously he was upset at being sent off of Bristol City. That didn't help matters, but and also missing that great chance to put us 1-0 up against Leicester in the very first minute of that game at Hillsborough. But spreading the passes in midfield, no, he's still delivering. The guy's getting into towards his mid-30s. He's still delivering. He still does the job for us. He's still a sort of a level head on sort of mature shoulders, obviously. He's helping the players around him. I think now, especially the results starting to pick up, you'll see even more impressive displays from him, and he'll be rallying the players around him to want to perform better as well. No, I'm happy with Barry.
Okay, and just give us your view on Stoke. I know that game's gone now, but obviously they set the manager on the back of it. So Wednesday strike again.
Yeah, we were lucky. We played them when it was going to be likely he was going to be going anyway. I think if Stoke had got a result, he might have been going. I think that such was the sort of feeling down there. But it was the right time to play. Remember, I said to you, strike while the iron's hot. They had a bad run of results, and we were sort of on our way up, so we played at the right time. But now we've got a different kettle of fish coming up on Saturday with QPR. Obviously, they've had a decent run themselves, but of course we've got Norwich City away to think about first of all Wednesday night. Which, remember, before the December matches started, I said to you all 7 matches in December are winnable, but Norwich away is probably the toughest one of the 7. But QPR, because they're now on a bit of a run themselves, got some youngsters who are performing there. I know it's not going to be a cakewalk on Saturday either. So let's see what they do first of all. In fact, they got Plymouth at home. Now they're one of the teams I'm eyeing very closely as being one of those that are going to be sucked in and perhaps going down the table. So it would not surprise me if QPR actually do them.
All right, Andrew, let's get the QPR view for a second then. Jawad, QPR stands for Queen's Park Resurgence.
Yeah, it's been quite a resurgence. If you had said to us 3 or 4 weeks ago we would win 3 games in a row, it would have been unheard of. But yeah, he deserves so much credit for getting the players believing that it can happen, for getting the fans on side really, really quickly. The atmosphere has improved so much at Loftus Road as well. So yeah.
I'm generally not used to you two smiling on this show. The two of you, we've spent many weeks, and look at you two now. You're going to catch Plymouth. You're going to catch Stoke. You're definitely going to catch Huddersfield. Let's talk about that Hull result. I think Hull are a great side. I've talked a lot on here about Hull is a great footballing side. But you hung in there at times, didn't you? Rode your luck, but you were the better team, weren't you, in the second half?
Yeah, I think. Obviously, if you look at the stats, I think they had over 60% possession. I think they had more shots on target than us. But actually, in the first half, we worked the ball into so many good positions, but the final ball was lacking, or players made the wrong choice to shoot. Well, rather than pass. There was one in particular from Dykes where he should have passed. So, although I think I've read reports that kind of say we were a little bit fortunate. I wouldn't go as far as saying that we were lucky to win. I would say it was quite an even game. Begovic made some excellent saves. But yeah, I think...
Was that Begovic's best game for QPR?
Yeah, it was. I don't think he's made any howlers I can remember, really. I think there's maybe these...
Why have you said that? Why have you said that?
Yeah, I know. Maybe there's been some of the goals, people have been a little bit critical of him, but I think it was by far his best game, and some of the saves in the second half were really, really good.
Okay. Last week we championed Chair and Willock. I'm going to champion Willock again this week. How much is QPR's turn in form down to Willock's form also having the same turn at the same time?
Yeah, I think 2 years ago, I don't think we would have swapped him for anybody in the Championship. I genuinely think at one point he was the best attacking midfielder in the league, and then a couple of hamstring injuries, the change of the manager haven't helped. But him coming back has been absolutely huge. It kind of frees up Chair as well, because when you've only got one of them on the pitch, teams know which one they have to stop. When they're both on the pitch, it's really, really hard to stop them both. Chair probably had his best game for a couple of seasons, I would say, at the weekend. But yeah, them two on the pitch together makes all the difference for us.
Okay. I can't believe I'm going to ask you this next question, but 9 points out of 9 is promotion form. You're 11 points off the playoffs, and every year there's a team that at the start of the season finds its way up from the bottom and slips into that 6th position just at the last minute. Have you seen anything to suggest that just maybe, you're on your way up, not just out of this, but towards that top?
I'm not one of the fans that have put a lot of money on QPR finishing in the top 6, and I haven't booked a travel lodge at Wembley for the playoff final. I think the starting 11 on Saturday, if they stayed fit for a full season, we would be a top 10 side. Unfortunately, Jake Clark-Salter's injury record isn't great. Steve Cook's on the wrong side of 30 now. Chris Willock's hamstring, you're not sure how long that's going to hold up. So I think that starting 11 is good enough to compete against anybody in the league. I think once you go below that, I think that's where we'll get found out maybe.
Okay.
This month's extremely busy as well. So.
Okay, out of all the 12 games, there's no way I can predict how this one is going to go on Saturday. 2 resurgent sides, 2 young, impressive managers, 2 sides full of confidence, 2 sets of fans who deserve Championship football year after year. Andrew, give us a prediction.
Well, obviously, we need Plymouth to give them a real physical game on Wednesday because obviously we need QPR. They're at home at least, so they're going to be fresher. They're travelling up to our place. We've got to travel down to Norwich on Wednesday night. It's a key match. I'm thinking if we get a draw at Norwich, then I'll be happy for us to beat QPR at Hillsborough. If we win at Norwich, a bonus. I'll even take a draw against QPR, but obviously a win is better. We'll want to win every time if we can. We're both riding on the crest of a wave. I'm going to go for a Wednesday win, 2-1 against QPR. It's not going to be easy, but I think we're going to make it. We're going to get there.
Right. Joward?
I said before the whole game at the weekend that if we got 6 points from the next 3 games, I think most of us would be happy. So I think a bit like Wednesday, if we win on Wednesday night, then I think a point away would be an extremely good result there. I'm going to be optimistic and say we're going to win 2-1.
No way. Oh my God. Fall off my chair. Okay. Right. Listen, enjoy it both. The Bear will be back next week, Andrew, if you win. Does the Bear only come out if you win?
Only if we win. He's out if we win.
Right.
And what I hope to see is the same score as the 2nd of May 1987, where I'm sure our pal will be pleased to hear that Wednesday beat QPR 7-1 at Hillsborough that day.
Well, if it's 7-1, I'll eat the Bear.
Hopefully it's not, yeah.
Right, thank you both. Enjoy it as nervous as it's going to be. Thank you both for coming on. See you next week.
Cheers.
Bye.